time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. We're going to go down to Australia and listen to some Skyhooks. Several weeks ago, I received a request to do a song by a group called Skyhooks from Australia. I never heard this group before. I never heard of the group or heard the group before. The request was for a song called Living in the 70s. When I listened to the song for the first time, on my reaction, it was like, this is really a good pop song. Really like this. Lyrics are kind of cool. Really took me back to the early 70s when I was still in high school. So I thought, let's do another song by the Skyhooks. Well, I had received a lot of comments with a lot of requests from different people for different songs by Skyhooks. The one that came with the most amount of requests was a song called Women in Uniform. Love the name. What a great title for a song. So I thought I'd read the requests. And the first request comes in from a YouTuber by the name of David Pola. And David simply writes this: my favorite Skyhooks song is Women in Uniform. It's like, okay, that's cool. Very cool. The next request comes in from a YouTuber that goes by the name of Anthony Wood. Anthony Wood expresses it a little different. My personal Skyhooks favorite was Women in Uniform, mainly because I like women in uniforms. So here we go. The last request for this particular song that I've received so far comes from a YouTuber that goes by the name of Tom Werham. And Tom writes, my favorite Skyhooks song is Women in Uniform. More of a driving rock song and shows off their musicianship perfectly. A good song to check out. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to check out Skyhooks doing Women in Uniform. So here we go. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear this.
In cadence. Right shoulder up, boom.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Left shoulder up, boom.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello there, sailor. Hi, little Marlene. Good morning, schoolgirl. Welcome to the team.
Okay, I just want to stop right here a second. So when the lead singer started singing, he sounded like a female, and was going saying "Hello, sailor." So I'm just wondering if he was doing that on purpose to sound like a woman calling out to men in the military. And then he changes up his voice and gets more into his standard singing style of voice. But in the beginning there, he sounded just like a female. Now, I read on the internet somewhere where somebody thought that beginning was actually sung by a woman. But according to video, it looks like the lead singer, and it does have the tinge of his voice in there. So I thought that was kind of wild. I don't know if that's what their intent was, but that's what it sounded like. The other thing I really liked is the bass guitar on here. I mean, that bass guitar sounded a little bit funky in the beginning of this song. I mean, it was just really driving, and it had kind of a, bouncy type funk beat to it. And then once the drumming started coming in, the bass started to follow along with the drumming. Guitars are nice. They're nice and loud. This is like almost a hard pop song so far. Really, really cool. I do like the refrain on here. That sounds really cool as well. So far, very good song. Let's keep on going. I love that change up. I mean, they were just pounding along on this song, and then they sort of stopped and went into this like calypso rhythm thing, which sounds really cool. I mean, even if the instrumentation changed, they had a lot of like rhythm instruments in here to give it that kind of Caribbean sound, you could say, to the song. But wow, that's a great change up. Love the way it sounds, and let's see where the song goes. Oh, wow. That was actually a really cool song. I wish I could hear all the lyrics. This is something where when I'm watching a video, I can't multitask everything. It's like I'm trying to listen to the whole song to get kind of a representation of what the group is trying to do here. So I'd love to be able to listen to it and pull it apart, because here I'm listening to the instrumental backing track. I'm listening to the vocal style. I'm listening, trying to hear some of the lyrics, which is always difficult to do when I'm doing all these other things, and then watching the video yet as well. So I got to go back and listen to this song a couple of times. I got to hear these lyrics. They sound like they're pretty cheeky lyrics, but fun song. Wow, that's a fun song. And what's interesting about this song is when it was released as a single in 1978 in Australia, it hit number 8 on the Australian singles chart. So, I mean, it really was a big hit for them in Australia. It actually also charted on the UK charts as well. I think it got to number 73 on the UK singles chart. So, you know, they're starting to cross over from Australia into other countries now, and making ground roads into that as well. So the other thing I want to mention about this song is that it's written by the bass player of the group. And hold on one second. Yeah, it's written by the bass player of Skyhooks, and that's Greg McConch. I think I pronounced that right, McConch. And like I mentioned, this was released in February of 1978 and actually appeared on their 4th studio album in Australia called Guilty Until Proven Insane. Great name for an album, Guilty Until Proven Insane. These guys have some great ideas about music, and it sounds like they like to have a lot of fun when they're doing their music. They're not like all like, we got to make everything perfect and we can't have anything happening that's not supposed to be in there. They sound like they're more of a fun group. The 2 songs I've heard so far seem that way. And then just the titles of some of their songs, the titles of their albums, just a lot of fun. So this was Women in Uniform by Skyhooks. And as I mentioned, it has a pop sound to it. You know, gets under the singles chart, of course, and has a pop sound, but this was a little heavy as well. The bass was just driving in this thing. The drummer, especially in probably the last endings of the song, the last maybe a third of the song, was just really hammering out on those drums. He had some really good fills on the drum, and he was pounding those pretty hard. And the lead singer as well, in near the end of the song, I mean, he had one really good yell in there. So it was like edging on hard rock, but it still had that pop sound to it, especially with the lyrics. It had that kind of pop fun sound to it that makes it climb on the singles chart. Very cool song. Very cool song. Love it a lot. I mean, it was pretty wild. I think I like this one much better than Living in the 70s. In fact, I just thought there was a lot going on in this song, especially in the middle where they did that calypso thing, where they brought in those rhythm instruments, slowed the song down, and gave it a totally different beat. The vocals had changed as well on that, and then they took it out as the pop hard rock song that they started with. Very cool. Very cool. Like it a lot. So I hope you liked it a lot. If you did like it a lot, hit that like button. That'd be really, really cool of you to do that. If you have any comments about Skyhooks, the song Women in Uniform, or maybe there's another Skyhooks song you'd like to hear, put it in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that. I'm going to take the link to this video, which I guess was their official video for this particular song, and put it in my notes below so that you have the link. You can pick on that link, open up the video again, watch it again without me interrupting it. That'd be very cool. And I'm also going to take the link to the channel that uploaded this video and put it in my notes below as well. You might want to check out that channel and see if there's anything else that's cool that you might want to see. You might want to also subscribe to that channel. That'd be also pretty cool. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, let's do it right now. I'm hoping you still have my video open. If you do, just go below the video, hit subscribe, and it's done. If you go over here, ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. Great recommendation. This is a great recommendation. I'm really liking this group. They're a lot of fun. Again, never heard of them before. Not sure if they made any inroads here in the United States, but what I'm hearing today is fun and enjoyable. So put a huge smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a huge smile on your face. And peace out, baby.